What's going on, guys? It's Ryan from RPS Dent Specialists bringing to you the Dent Digest live show. I'm here with a good friend of mine. Actually, I've known him since he was 14. His name's Jamie. He's the owner here at the Detail Garage in Glen Burnie, Maryland. What's going on, Jamie?
What's up, everybody? How you doing?
So I want to go over last week's winner on the Blem tool set. His name is Chris Stemple. I hope I'm not butchering it. I've talked to him a million times on Facebook the last, couple days. He's super excited he got the set. And, he's just trying to start his PDR career. So it's nice to finally really give back to the industry that's been so good to me. And it's something that I keep saying the whole time, that's important to me as much as everything else. So I really appreciate you guys coming on here and watching this show live and going back and watching the episodes throughout it and just bringing different guys on this show and really enjoying it. I've really have enjoyed bringing this to you. So one of the big reasons I'm here is a couple episodes ago, actually I think it was episode 1, we started talking about some different plans and different things that I have in the works. And one of the things I talked about was the satellite locations. And what I mean by satellite locations is you can kind of see one of the signs right here. He has another sign on the counter. And what we do is I use it as one of my locations to where the customer comes in here, I can direct this way and use it as an estimating tool. So I kind of gave Jamie a price guide, some rundown on different ways of estimating this stuff. And, customers come in, hey, I've got a dent. He goes out, gives them an ideal price, scheduled it if he wants to schedule it, and he gets a little bit of the cut at the end of the day. So it's been a really good partnership. It takes some time to grow, but for this area, this is like the car mecca here. When Jamie was telling me originally, he was talking about doing this venture, and you were like an engineer, right?
Worked for an engineering firm.
He was an engineering firm.
20 years in engineering.
Gave it up and said, I want to start this detail garage business. And I was like, okay, that sounds cool. And Jamie's a huge, passionate guy on cars and detailing. He was a freak about detailing cars. If you've ever seen somebody really just be anal about cleaning cars and detailing, this is his dream. So this Glen Burnie area where my shop is actually not far from here, this was a perfect area for him to open up this location. So let's get into a little history about you, buddy. When did you start detailing?
I can't even remember how old I was.
Yeah.
It was a neighborhood thing, really, at first, just cleaning some neighbors' cars. In high school, so probably back in the early 90s, like 96.
So I used to pick Jamie up at school.
15 years old.
And drive him home. And, I mean, it's nice to see. I'm an old guy now. I sit back and I'm the old guy.
Me too, 38 this year.
So I look back and I'm like, man, this kid, I remember this picking him up in high school. Taking them home. But one of the main reasons I wanted to bring you guys here was just kind of to hear his little story and see the benefits of paintless dent repair to a detailer. That's one of the topics that I had planned of detailing is a key part of the paintless dent repair on the retail end. So, a way of generating more business, more revenue. You get these customers that want these ceramic coatings and paint corrections and stuff. I mean, what's your thoughts on that whole?
It does go hand in hand because generally the people that come in here that take care of their cars want to detail them. They like them to look perfect. So if they got dents in the door or fender or whatever, they like to get all that stuff taken care of. So it works well together, hand in hand.
I think the industry is changing on that end, as in car care products. It's changing on how people, I hear it all the time. I want to get my paint corrected. I want to get a ceramic coating. And these guys don't really want to have their cars paint corrected when they've got dents and damage like that. I mean, Have you run into those instances?
It's better to work on a smooth, flat surface on paint. So if you're running a machine across the surface that's got a dent in there, you're not going to get your pad and your compound and stuff in that crevice. So you want to get the car, all the dents taken out first so that it's perfectly smooth right across the surface.
It's just a cleaner repair. I've had the problems to where sometimes you get some of these bad dents and the car's been repaired, has been paint corrected, and it has a ceramic coat, and you go to glue pull some of this stuff and it doesn't pull. So, that protective coating on there is...
Yeah, the ceramic coating stuff that's going on right now is crazy. It's crazy.
It's just a different world. And I see some of the dealers offering ceramic coatings right off as soon as you buy the car. So you're buying these cars in the F&I department and they're saying, hey, would you be interested in ceramic coating these things? And people are like, yeah, sure.
The industry is definitely changing. For a while it was just wax on, wax off. Now there's waxes, there's glazes, there's sealants, there's ceramic coatings. There's just so many different things you can do in the industry right now.
It's just, in my world, ceramic coating is more difficult. If you need to wet sand something, it's much harder to wet sand.
Well, yeah, if you pulled a dent and then wet sanded it through a ceramic coated car, yeah, that's gonna...
It's really difficult.
Yeah.
You can feel it. I'm sure some of these guys on here have...
Plus, you're gonna need to get the coating reapplied after you wet sand it off. So that's difficult.
But some of these guys that take care of their stuff, they don't care. We were Shane and I were at a higher end detail shop earlier this week, and he says guys come in all the time for their maintenance. You have maintenance on this stuff too. I never knew that.
Yeah, maintenance wash for the ceramic coating.
It's just, for us, it's more difficult with the glue pulling, if you needed the wet sand, the paint feels different. The glue pulling is my biggest thing. I can usually tell the minute I put that tab on there and pull it, it doesn't even stick. It's almost like it's static electricity and it just peels off of there. Yeah. So, it's a definite difficult thing.
That's what everybody's doing right now too. The ceramic coating is huge. That's what everybody wants.
So how's business here?
It's good. Yeah, Glen Burnie's a great location. It's car heaven around here. Everybody loves their cars and they like to take care of them. So it's pretty easy for us being here because people come in, they know the chemical glass products. They just want a little guidance. We give them the help and tell them what they need to do. And it's been we're coming up on our year here, June 23rd.
It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
crazy. I remember coming in here.
Crazy year.
So this was an auto parts store. So this was called AA Foreign Car Parts for 100 years almost. I mean, he was here
45 years in business.
So the good thing here is if someone asks where he is, you just say, it's an AA Foreign Car Parts, and they know exactly where it is.
Right.
So on my end, it's perfect. On your end, you're still getting people in here that are asking for parts.
We get a lot of people come in here all the time asking for parts, axles and racks and, everything for their cars. It's a good opportunity for us because we say, no, they're not here anymore. We tell them where another location is where they can go get car parts. But then we also bring them in and educate them on all of our detailing products. So
of course,
most of the time we get a good sale out of it.
So one good thing with Jamie, and it's not just because we've known each other forever.
One good thing?
You only have one good thing for you.
All these years, one good thing. I love Hondas. That's the good thing right there.
We've got two good things in common here.
Honda for life.
So his customer interaction is by far exceeds a lot of companies out there.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
The minute somebody walks in the door, you've got his attention. If you've got questions, I've been here on a Saturday working with him, and he's outside looking at your car, looking at your paint. Oh, you've got a dent? Okay, I've got Ryan in here right away. So we're back to that intertwining with the detail business. The
interaction with customers
it's massive.
It's critical. Yeah,
it's massive. And in this business, it's difficult. Even in my business is still kind of hidden. So we're slowly starting to. People are starting to learn about our business. So that's where the difficult part on our end is people just still don't know about it. They're like, what is that? They're taking their car to the body shop for 30 years. So on your end, people are learning.
Yeah.
Chemical Guys did a great job. Their marketing, their branding is by far probably one of the best out there in the world.
Yeah.
Their YouTube page has been running for I don't know how many years.
I don't have any of the stats on how long the company's been in business either, or the YouTube channel. It's been a long time though.
And in the generations, the millennials is what I say. They're massive in the millennials.
Yeah.
And they have some really good products.
Oh, the name's good. When I first was getting started out, I used to wear this hat all over the place, and people would stop me all the time. Oh, Chemical Guys, I've seen them online, or I use their products. I love it. So it was great starting out in this industry, being backed by such a good brand, you know, and such a big following to start. So it made it easy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. In
the Chemical Guys following is
massive.
Crazy. Yeah. It is crazy.
I mean, we were in here, he closes at 6 and we were in here and some guy drove all the way here for an air freshener, for a Chemical Guys air freshener.
For his rental car, not even a car, not even a car that he owns. He needs air freshener for his rental car. So,
it's, I don't know. It's the branding, and I'm a big branding guy too. Yeah. So I try to take little bits and pieces. They're on a total different level than me. Yeah. I'm just a little guy out here. Just a little dent guy, just like the rest of us. So we've got a couple guys in here on the chat. We have Bjorn. He's from Belgium. He's a good friend of ours. We met him at MTE last year and hung out with Chad Peters from Endeavor Tools in Missouri for the Hail Expo. That guy right there, super entwined in education, and it's such a different world in the UK market. In the IMI hybrid training and all their certifications, we're so far behind here in the US than they are in the UK, which is kind of scary. When I was in the IMI training and I asked Vince a question, and Kevin Andrews was there from TDN, and I asked him why we were so far behind, and they really didn't have any answers. They kind of laughed a little bit. So I don't know. The standard of the paintless dent repair and the standard of the details has exploded. I have a couple detailers that are just everyday car wash detail guys, but then we have some guys that are white paint suit, white gloves, crazy.
Yeah, there's so many different levels of detailing. You could be a detailer working out of your garage at home. You could be a detailer working out of a 10,000 square foot shop with gloves on and suits. I mean, detailing's crazy. I think it's really, the industry of detailing is really growing. Yeah, it's still growing.
When you decided, so when me and you first met, you were always cleaning your car.
Yeah.
You were always cleaning your car. Then you started your little side business, of doing detailing cars on the weekend. What gave you that passion of detailing cars? What did you truly involve in growing the passion of detailing?
That's a tough question.
Besides his OCD. So Jamie's OCD back in the day.
Naturally, goes hand in hand with cleaning.
It does.
I like to clean anything. It doesn't have to be a car. It could be this table. It could be this floor. I mean, I just like to clean everything.
Well, you can come to my house and clean.
Cars have always been a passion of mine generally. So it just kind of, I don't know. It's kind of ended up together.
Then how did the whole thinking about buying a Chemical Guys franchise and?
Well, so I wanted to, I did my mobile detailing business for about 2 years. That was great. It was hard to grow because we were outside. You can only do so much outside. I wanted to get back into detailing somehow, and Chemical Guys selling the product just seemed like a really good idea at the time. So instead of getting out there in the trenches and doing all the work, it sounded like a good idea to educate people and sell them the product and just spread our name and spread our brand.
I think when you first told me, I was like, yeah, that's awesome. And then he was looking at locations around here, and I'm like, okay, I think we'll be okay. This building, when you bought it, let me tell you.
Leased it. I leased it.
Well, you're right. You know what I mean. Renting
just don't want people out there to think that I'm buying up stuff. We're not buying that.
Renting space. This place, it was weeks. I mean, we stopped in here almost every day.
Yeah.
and walls were coming down
Yeah.
and paint was going on the walls. And, you know, the good thing is the following here in the Glen Burnie area is massive.
It's huge. Yeah, it's massive. Our customer base, our customer loyalty is crazy. I mean, it's crazy. What?
So
What am I doing?
shaking the
Shaking
camera.
the table. Sorry, everybody.
He's not a professional YouTube star yet.
No, I'm backing away so I don't shake the table. I got the tapping the table thing down because that was
He did.
loud
We
earlier.
practiced earlier today. So we got Q Dent Repair and Chad Peters in here and Rick. You know, there's some really good guys in here. And what I want to build is a community within this page to where all of you guys can communicate in between each other. You know, that's the biggest thing is the support. You know, Q Dent Repair, I think he commented 115 times trying to win the Blem tool giveaway and didn't even win. So you're gonna win one of these giveaways because we've got plenty more given away. So you decide to buy a Chemical Guys franchise. How does it go from there? You know, how does
Oof.
going into, do they train you? Do you what's
So there's 5 days of corporate training. You got to go out to California and stay in the head office and learn all about the products and how to use them. You got to go through the whole detailing master's course, which is 5 days, which was awesome experience. The guys out in California, if you ever have the chance to be in California, stop in Gardena, see the headquarters building. Great environment, great people. So yeah, just went out there and learned, man. It was pretty easy.
he's actually, there's a YouTube video of he was one of the newer franchisees classes in there where they're filming a YouTube video, and Jamie's cheesing the whole time.
Yeah.
This kid's smiling the whole time he was there.
And nothing makes me more excited than cleaning stuff, man.
I'm telling you, this
I just like to clean.
There's a nice black truck out front.
I've
There's all
cleaned
kind of
that black
stuff.
truck.
He has cleaned that black
times.
truck.
Yeah.
So if you need your stuff cleaned, call Jamie.
I don't know how it got into my veins. I really don't.
I think if you're naturally a car guy,
Yeah.
I really think it just happens. You know, you're on the weekend cleaning your cars. It was funny because I went to a Christmas party or a St. Patty's Day party in my neighborhood. It's a fairly new neighborhood. And, the guy's like, I got to ask you something. How do you keep those cars so clean? And I was like, that's my buddy Jamie. I don't keep them clean. Jamie does. So after you go through that training, you're trying to get this location set up, the trials, the tribulations of really trying to get this place set up to where it works. And it's not a cheap task.
No, it wasn't. This was a lot of work in this building, and it was nonstop. Trying to hit our grand opening deadline goal, constantly watching the clock, painting and
I think we moved it twice.
Painting
Did
and
you?
organizing. Well, it might have been twice.
Yeah.
Not publicly. It might have been once publicly
Yeah.
and then a couple of different times. Yeah, it might have been twice.
We were trying, and in this area, like I keep saying, I keep going back to the Glen Burnie area. It is a huge car mecca.
Oh yeah.
And there's always a car meet, a car show. If you come down here on a Saturday night in July, it is hot rod.
Mm-hmm.
This used to be the Mustang heaven. If you wanted to see Mustangs, you could come to Glen Burnie and see Mustangs.
The hot rod scene is huge
Yes.
around here, which is fantastic.
It is.
When I moved, because I'm from Hartford County originally.
Yeah.
When I moved to Pasadena, going to the mall Saturday night and seeing all those hot rods was just awesome.
Yeah, it's. I think your location pick is great.
Yeah, it's good.
You know, it's not really on the main strip, but the road that he's on is extremely busy. There's a lot of traffic here, and in this area, if you wanted to find them, it's not hard to find them. You know what I mean?
That was me. Sorry, everybody. See the screen going.
Jamie, it's all good.
Trying to keep back from this table, but
It's all good.
Having an issue here.
So, the grand opening. I was actually late.
The grand opening was incredible. There was a lot of anxiety that led up to that day, right? Like, are people going to show up? Are we going to be busy? Are we going to have a good turnout? Are we going to have good weather? Just so much. Up all night trying to think about, did we do everything right? Did we forget something? The grand opening was incredible. Glen Burnie came out huge. I mean, huge. Crazy.
It was.
That day was such a whirlwind to me still, but we're so grateful for this community here in Glen Burnie.
It was crazy.
It was crazy.
And I was late to it.
Yeah.
So we had one of our old workshops. A bunch of us were together at the workshops. And then we had some guys from out of town. So we all came up here later. And it was like 3 o'clock. And there was still a line wrapped around this building. Even before your doors were open. What time were people here?
I think the earliest person there that day was 6.
6 in the morning.
6 o'clock in the morning.
6 in the morning to buy wax.
Yeah, 6 in the morning. It was crazy. The line was all the way through the building, back into the first detail bay, wrapped around till 5. I mean, our line was till 5. It was such a humbling experience, though, for me, because it took a lot to build this. A lot of effort went into this whole business plan here, and everybody came out, and it was awesome. Great.
It was good.
Yeah, we're going to try to repeat that at the end of June. We're going to have our birthday party here. So
we're doing a birthday party.
Yeah, we're going to be 1 year. June already coming up in 1 year.
Are we giving anything away?
Oh, we'll give stuff away all day long.
Look at that.
Yeah.
See, I'm big on the giveaways.
Yeah, we'll do gift cards. We'll do products. We'll do demos. We're going to try to get
maybe we'll give some dent repairs away.
You should do that.
I think I saw Matt Phones in here. He said he would give some free dent repairs away.
Yeah, you should do that.
He did comment and say that. I'm going to hold that to you, Matt Phones.
Hey, Matt Phones, I got a dent on my car. I need taken out right now. Come on by.
He fixes my stuff all the time that I can't fix.
That's so funny.
So
speaking of dent, I'm telling you, the industry you guys are in, crazy.
It is crazy.
Blows my mind. I watch Ryan work and I'm like, come on. Like,
and the competition.
It can't be that difficult, right? So he's got this car in here in the shop.
And it's a Texas Hail car. It is smoked.
Yeah. I was like, let me have that tool. So let me pull on it. So I get this tool, right? I'm doing this.
And this is for the new guys. So the new guys in here that are watching know exactly how he's feeling.
This is what I'm doing, like pushing down on this tool. And I'm watching the location of the dent on the hood. And I'm watching it go up and down. I'm like, oh, this dent's working out, right? Meanwhile, the hook on this dent tool is 3 inches away from the dent, and it's just punching holes.
So this was a customer's car.
Punching holes and breaking clear coat.
He broke paint.
Oh, yeah.
A couple times. So, he was so excited. He was like a little kid. I remember Shane was there, and he's watching him, and he's just cranking. And I was like, you're over there.
Yeah.
You're way over there.
The whole time I'm seeing my dent move up and down, though. So all you dent guys and girls out there, I mean, that's a crazy industry. It's awesome that you got it perfected. It's so cool watching Ryan work down, knowing how hard it actually is to get a dent out of a car.
And you know what? The good thing about this industry, in our industry, is it's kind of close-knit. It's super nice to have guys. I mean, you'll see a guy in here, Gray Duck Dent Repair. That's the Dent Reaper. He's under a secret name on here. His tools are amazing. And I've got a video coming out with John Hiley's handle with a Dent Reaper on it. Let me tell you, it is scary how much power you have. It's an amazing tool. It's precise, and the power with the John Hiley handle on the Dent Reaper is, get yourself some. Let me tell you, I may have some giveaways coming up, so keep your eyes open. We may be giving some Dent Reaper and maybe a John Hiley handle away. So keep your eyes open. It's been fun. It's been fun here.
How did you how long did it take for you to be able to walk up to a car with
confidence? I was grown. When I came out of my mom's belly, I could fix dents.
I think that's where my cleaning came from, really, my childhood. Everything always being nice, in order, everything. And
there's so much in just our area. My area is super heavy with Dent Wizard guys. It's huge Dent Wizard. The Northeast is so heavy with Dent Wizard guys. So there are some really, really good dent guys here.
But how long did it take for you? 5 years, 2 years, a year for you to be able to walk up to a car and be like, I'll get that dent out. No problem.
I couldn't even remember.
Because it's a craft.
I think now that's where I excel. Like now I can walk up and say, okay, no problem. Or sometimes you're in the car and you come around a corner to go to a customer's house and you hear Shane go, "Holy moly!" And you're like,
AKA scooter crunch.
You're already psyched out. It's a confidence thing. A lot of these younger guys, and that's the hardest hurdle for these new guys, is physically knowing you mentally challenge yourself when you walk up to these cars. Yeah. So if you have a really big dent, you're mentally challenging yourself when you walk up and say, I don't know if I can fix this. One thing that I've learned, okay, and this is my saying, I tell guys tell them this all the time. They're calling you because they want the dent fixed. So it's either going to be you fixing the dent or the body shop fixing the dent.
Yeah.
So give it a try.
I'd much rather have Paintless over a body shop any day.
Of course.
Yeah, any day.
Of course.
I cringe when something I own has to go to the body shop. Usually when it comes out, it goes to the used car lot. I get rid of it. I can't stand it.
So, I don't know, probably 6 months ago, Jamie's got some really good friends. And he bought this raggedy S2000 that he found inside of a dumpster.
Yes, I did. Eleanor.
And did they steal it from you, or you just didn't know it was missing? Right?
No, I didn't know it was gone. So the car was being stored at Matt's garage because I didn't have any space. So they took it from there.
So they took his car, didn't know it wasn't missing, and they orchestrated this whole thing. It needed some motor work. It needed everything. I mean, this thing was a dumpster. So I did all the dent work. This thing was, I think it kind of rolled over a couple times or something. And we surprised them with this S2000.
Yeah.
So tell us about that experience.
That was an emotional day. S2000, like I said, I'm a Honda guy, so it's crazy to say that S2000 is my dream car, but it is, right? People drive Ferraris and Lamborghinis, Corvettes, Porsches, but S2000 is my dream.
Why is it your dream car?
I don't know, man. I'm a Honda guy, so the car's built real nice. It handles real well. They look real nice. I love that car. So finally got my hands on one at 38. I guess I was 36 when I bought it. Got a good deal on it because it had spun rod bearings in it. It was trash, like Ryan said. Put it in a garage for a year. Bought an engine for it. That sat for another year. And then, like Ryan said, all my friends got together. My brother put the engine in, put a convertible new top on it, transmission, flywheel, wheel bearings. Had the wheels redone by Alloy Wheel Repair down in White Marsh. New tires, new brakes, everything. This car was a gem, and they delivered it to me. Kind of like an episode of Overhaul.
Yeah, he didn't even know we were there. It was kind of like he rolled up thinking he was coming for a cookout. Yeah. And if you want to see a guy cry,
I was just going to say I'm getting ready to tear up talking about it now.
Jamie does a good cry.
I'm an emotional guy, so I'm sensitive. So
he does a good cry. So if you want to see a man cry, call Jamie at Detail Garage Glen Burnie. Yeah. And he's going to give you a good cry.
Just hurt my feelings or do something really nice for me, and I'll cry. I do. I cry a lot.
See? Yeah. I like keeping the cry friends around.
It's good to be emotional.
It is. It is.
Keeps you level.
So
things still matter when you get emotional.
How's everything these days? How's business? How was it through winter? So it was his first winter this year.
Yeah. Winter was a little rough, to be honest with you, It was kind of like we started in June and we were just crazy busy. Mm-hmm. Crazy busy. Feet hurt every day, running around here like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to figure it all out, navigate it, keep everybody happy. And then I guess it was probably middle of November hit. It was like we didn't even exist, it felt like, because our sales numbers just, they went kind of in half almost. So this winter was a little rough.
And that's the hardest part. I remember when I started RPS, it's so difficult to gauge your business the first few years.
That's a good way to, so not to cut you off.
It's okay.
But
you're good at it.
When you go into business, nobody tells you the highs and the lows and the ups and downs. They say, congratulations, you're going to do awesome, great plan.
Good luck.
Good luck. But nobody says, tuck it away for the winter.
And it's the same thing with in my business.
Yeah.
Wintertime, customers don't clean their cars. Dealers aren't selling as many cars because it's cold. Right. It's cold here in the Northeast. Car washes aren't busy. People just aren't looking at their car because it's so cold. But the minute usually spring hits, it's coming.
It really gets turned on once the warm weather comes. So yeah, I mean, we learned a lot this winter. Next year will be different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now
it's hard to prepare. Like right now, I said this to him 6-7 months ago. He came to my house and we sat and talked, and we really sat back and said, you don't know, it's uncharted grounds, so it's hard to prepare for what you need. Do you buy too much product? Do you not buy enough product? Do you buy just enough product? Same thing with me. I brought on a new guy the end of the summer.
Right.
You don't know what the winter's going to be like.
There's all kinds of things that you wouldn't even think about. I never thought that products coming across the United States would have an issue with freezing.
Yeah.
But we dealt with that this year too. So products had to be wrapped in this special cellophane wrap to keep them warm so they wouldn't freeze traveling across the United States. We had to get insulated trucks.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
You never think about that stuff. And then, like you said, with stock,
And Rick says the holidays too. Holidays slow down.
The holidays, yeah.
Slow the sales process. Yeah. The people that are spending money. You probably had a little boost from a little bit of sales, some Christmas Eve stuff, Black Friday stuff.
Oh yeah, we did Black Friday, we did Christmas Eve. We had some good sale days. Yeah, it was good.
So I want to bring on some of the products that I use here in my own arsenal of paintless dent repair tools. One thing that I just started using. So I've always, if I use my mini buffer, use a little 3M pad, and you're doing such little spots or scratch removal or whatever, the pad gets that crusty feeling, and then you go hit another car and it's kind of flinging all the dust everywhere, and it makes a mess. And it seemed to swirl the paint a little bit, because I think because that pad was so hard,
so much buildup, and then it's just hard and crusty.
And they were expensive. I mean, I think we were paying between $14 and $16 a pad.
That's because you were buying them at the wrong place.
So Jamie says you got to
come down to the detail garage to get all your products.
Jamie says you got to try one of these, and I'm like, what is these?
Yeah,
Hex Logic cutting pads.
That's right.
So they're cheap. You can see they're $4.99. I don't know if it's all like that in all the markets. I'm not sure what the pricing is if it's across the board. So one thing I really like about this pad, and you can kind of see it, the little honeycomb section in there.
Open it up.
Look at that. I gotta buy a pad now. What is going on?
There you go.
So see the little Hex Logic sections in there? What I like about that is you can put such a little bit of compound on there, and it goes a long way.
Plus this design, Ryan, this design here is to dissipate the heat. So you're not trapping heat on this pad. That's what these hexes and all these grooves are for.
And it works really well.
Yeah, so it helps. You don't want to be breaking that clear coat, burning some paint.
It happens.
Taking out somebody's dent, next thing you know, you're painting a fender. So it just went to the
does happen. So I've got a little secret about these pads.
I burned a car back in the day.
Did you?
Oh my God. That was one of my worst moments.
It happens.
It was Dave Graff's car too, NGP.
Oh yeah.
And it was 1 of 3 in the United States, wide body.
Jamie decides to break the damage the good cars.
Carbon Kevlar body. Heated up nice with that polisher. Yeah, it was not a good day for me.
So Dent Zero's asking, what do I think about giving away or doing gift cards for dent repairs? I do it all the time. They work really well. I have some repeat customers, and I just print them off the internet. I don't buy any special cards, or it isn't like I sell. I probably sell, I think this year we sold 5 or 8 of them.
That's a good idea, though. You should get them. You should print them out. You should get the printed cards.
I usually just print a really nice certificate off the internet, put it in a nice envelope. They do work. It isn't a big seller, but I think if I pushed it more on social media, it would be, because you have some of these repeaters that I do. A lot of these families that I'm doing the wife's car, I'm doing the husband's car, I'm doing the kid's car. So I think that would help, because they'd be like, oh, he's going to get a dent, and I know he's going to fix it.
That's a good idea. I would love to have anyone want to buy me a gift card for a dent repair? I'll take it.
Matt, if you're still watching, you just need to come down here and fix this. I'll pay for it.
I got dents on all my cars.
I'll pay for it. That's what happens when you're friends with a dent guy. He never fixes your car.
My cars are always dirty too. Yeah, my cars are always a mess. Just don't have time, man.
So,
but back to gift cards. That was a good thing for us in the winter when it slowed down. Yeah, because a lot of people struggle with gift ideas. So to have $100 or $50 on a card to come in here and buy whatever you want, it really worked out well for us.
So how much dent work? We probably do, I don't know.
That's a good winter thing now, right? Because
Yeah.
you slow down too, just
Yeah.
like us naturally.
Yeah.
You could sell gift cards to people. I mean, that's a good gift.
You know, it works. Like I said, it's not a big seller, and it hasn't been. You know, it works really well. And with the gift card stuff is a lot of the charity stuff that you donate. So you do events to where raffles, 50-50 raffles, and what are they, quarter auctions or whatever they call them. They work really well there. I usually do quite a few of them, and I probably get on my end, it's 100% write off. On the other end, I probably fix about 50% of them, so it isn't like you're giving away a ton of stuff away.
Well, and then referrals got to be good in your
Yeah.
business, same as ours. You know,
Word of mouth in our business is so much bigger than advertising. You know, if you get a good word of mouth out there, you know, a milestone I just hit this week, 100 5-star reviews on Google.
That's good. That's impressive.
It's taken a long time. You know, it's so hard to get people to leave reviews, but we just hit 100 yesterday.
That's good.
Super excited.
That's good.
It was a grind. We sat on 99. We did all these really bad retail cars last week, and I looked at Shane and I was like, we haven't got a review or anything, you know. It's crazy. So that's the thing that's difficult. And I'm not, in our company policy, I really am not the guy that, hey, I'll give you $25 off if you leave a positive review. It's just not my style.
That's not my style either. You know, we've been trying to grow the Detail Garage organically. And organically means just naturally. We're just trying to get our reviews from people that come in. We don't ask anybody to leave reviews. Same thing with Instagram followers, Facebook followers. We're just letting it build on its own.
So we've got a question in here for you, Jamie. It says, what detail spray is Body Shop safe?
Ooh.
Like a quick detailer, I guess he's asking.
Yeah, I mean, the quick detailers are water-based. You know, there's no petroleum in any of the quick detailers. So they're all going to be safe for the body shop.
So I've got another one, Rim Fixer, in here. He's asking about the pad cleaner, and that was my little secret. I did a review on my YouTube page, and it kind of blew my socks off. So I bought these pads, and obviously my buddy owns a detail garage. So he's like, you got to try this pad cleaner. I'm like, oh, it's just some stuff. I'll just run it on the sink, and I'll just buy more. $4. I mean, I was paying $14 for these things.
That's what he did say. He said, I was like,
I don't need this thing.
Keep buying these and
we don't need that. So
that's how Ryan Shutt lives.
You know, so this pad cleaner, I bought it. I used it one time, and it's amazing.
You got to get past the smell.
I don't even mind it. I literally take the pad. It's filthy dirty, and I spritz it 4 times.
Yeah.
And I go in there and I massage it in a little bit. In 2.5 seconds, it's clean. It's like magic.
I wish we had some. We don't have any right now, but.
So it's on my YouTube page. If you go on here, there's a review of the product I did real quick, how fast it cleans this pad. And what I do is now I'm going to have 4, but since I bought a pad tonight for the show, but I usually run 2 pads right away. I have 3. And what I do is I keep a backup in my truck, the one on the buffer, and then every weekend I just swap them out, clean them, let them dry, and it's made a huge difference.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of detailers, just like you, Ryan, would rather just toss it.
Yeah.
Use it when it's done, toss it.
Yeah.
But we educate everybody that's buying our pads. They're not expensive pads, but they're great. You don't need to throw them away.
Yeah.
Just take care of them, clean them.
It's crazy.
This pad's going to last you a long time. Everything you buy for your business is an investment.
Yeah, and it's
You're
a cost.
investing in your pads. It costs you money. Don't throw them in the trash. Take care of them. Use pad cleaner, use pad conditioner, and this thing's going to last you a long time.
So one of the guys is asking about dent work in a detail shop. If you have the right detailer that can sell and is really passionate about his detail business, I mean, you could really run all of your retail through detail shops.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many guys, certainly guys that I know a lot of friends own pretty good sized detail companies and use this all the time. You know, I'm there at least once or twice a month. And if you have 10 or 15 of those guys, you're pretty busy.
I wanted to tell you about the detail shops. A lot of these guys are checking cars in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you drop your car off at a detail shop, right? The first thing a good detail shop's going to do is walk around it with the customer there. Take a sheet of paper, write down any little scratch, any scuff, any dent. Dents are huge because you don't want to spend all this time detailing a car and someone picks it up and they go, "Oh, that dent's not there."
Yeah.
Well, that dent was there.
You know, when it's polished, it's gonna amplify that dent.
Exactly. Right.
You know.
I've never damaged a customer's car in my life.
Well, you're lucky.
But if I did, I would tell them. But even cars that I haven't damaged, I'm like, this dent was here. You can see it now, like you said, because it's clean, so it's more profound. They don't want to hear that, though. They just want the dent fixed.
Not at all. You know.
But it gives you a good opportunity because as the detailer's walking around the car, you know, put all the little scratches and dents on the paper, they can talk to the customer and say, "Look, I got a guy that can come take this out today if you want."
Yeah.
So it's
you know, in my end, it's a difficult thing.
well,
we're usually
scheduling,
we're usually booked every day.
right.
And we just picked up a new account this week, a new detail place, a pretty large detail place. And my first conversation with him is, I'm big on communication and I'm big on scheduling. And I try to explain to him, we're busy. I'll work with you. Let's just schedule it.
Right.
Schedule them out. If you get something here, okay, once in a while. But the worst is when you get detailers, hey, can you come today? Can you come tomorrow morning? They're coming to pick it up.
Yeah.
Or I've got to, paint correct it. Or that's so difficult for me because I'm the guy that I'm a yes guy.
Yeah. But I could see how that's tough on both sides. Definitely yours, but on a detailer side,
Major.
People aren't going to drop their car off for 3 or 4 days.
No.
They're going to.
Some of them do.
2 days at the most. A week, I guess, if you're getting a full
Yeah.
paint correction, ceramic coating, that's a totally different thing. But
so one of the guys, Straight Lines, they were asking what's the difference from the Zircus sharp tips to the Dent Reaper. They're about the same sharpness, I think. And I could be wrong, but I think they're about the same sharpness. I think it's the shaved part, and the Dent Reaper seems like it's less flex. It seems like it's a stronger tool.
see, so you're speaking Chinese to me. What are you talking about?
We're talking about a tool. So we have
Talking about the end of it.
Yeah. So there's a
Oh yeah.
Mark Turkish set from PDR Finesse that I have, and then you have the Dent Reaper stuff that's out. And the Dent Reaper stuff, some of his stuff, I mean, it's crazy. It's sharp, and it's strong. It doesn't flex.
So that had to have been what I was using when I was.
You were
renting on
using
that
a Reaper, yes.
car, yeah.
Cracking the paint.
Crazy experience, yeah. I think
Cracking
about
the
it all the time because I am OCD and I like to perfect things. So I was like, this can't be that difficult. So because Ryan makes it look so easy, and it's a craft that he's been. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. How long have you been doing this?
This is my 17 or 18th year.
Yeah. Yeah, so I grabbed the thing. I'm like,
And the worst part is you make it look easy. I hear Shane all the time. He's like, you make it look so easy.
Next, I want to try that glue pull thing now. I think I might.
Yeah, we'll practice on that. He's got a Toyota Tundra out there. We're going to try to glue pull. But let me tell you, I've been using the new Dead Center Kiko glue tabs. Holy schmauzers, man.
The glue tab itself makes it
Yes.
different? What's it stronger?
I don't know what he's got them. They're made out of unicorn horns or something. They are amazing. Amazing. And I did just get a new gift in the mail from Chris White from Kiko. I'm super excited. I should have brought it on. Actually, Shane's going to run out. I'm so excited. I got it in the mail yesterday. It was like I got home at 10:30 last night and took it upstairs, and my wife was still awake, and I was like, look what I got. She's like, what's that? I said, look at this. Had to turn the light on. It's 10:30 at night. Look at this. I was like a little kid in a candy store. So excited. But on the detail business, I'm trying to see here. There was a couple questions. He goes, I give 30% to my detail shop for motivation. So the usual rate.
Good idea.
Don't open the bag, but just pull it out of the box. The usual discount that I run is in between 20, 35 is a little higher than I usually run, but it's in that range.
Speaking for me personally, it's not about the money for me. It's great to kick back or give love, but I want to see you succeed. So
Well, I think on your end,
I like to have a happy customer, no matter what
That's
it
it.
takes for the customer.
you know what it is? You're the go-to guy for somebody comes in, they have an issue with the car, no matter what it is.
Right.
If the seat's torn or you've got a damaged bumper, you know, a body shop to send it to, you know, an interior guy to send it to, you know, a good detailer, or, Jamie's so busy here, he doesn't have a lot of free time to do the detailing
Right.
stuff. So, there was a question in here about, man, we got a lot of them going on here. It was something about a dent shop or mobile. If you have a retail location, it's definitely beneficial. It works. I mean, I talked to Don Cavanaugh a couple times a week, and he has a really, really successful dent business. And that's straight retail through the front door, does some dealer work that they bring it to him. It is a really, really good platform. I think it really depends on your market. With the satellite locations that I use, it's kind of like having multiple locations and less overhead. The mobile end of it, you can charge a little more because you're doing a mobile repair. You can, and a lot of customers really like it.
Convenience.
Yeah, man. It's
Convenience.
I always push on my social media. Remember, we come to you.
I mean, look at the way the world's going.
Yeah.
You can get Taco Bell delivered to your house.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. What is that called? Grubhub or something?
Right. So you can have groceries delivered to your house. You don't even have to go to the grocery store anymore. So I think mobiles.
So I'm going to bring on what I got in the mail the other day, and I really appreciate it, Chris White, if you're watching.
He was really excited, by the way.
This thing. Look at this.
First thing he showed me when he got here today.
Look at this prime joy here. And it's 16 out of 75 I got. I mean, look at this thing. I don't know if I'm going to take it out of the package. I think I'm just going to keep it for a little while. We've got the loudest tractor trailers around here in the country. So, but how cool is that, man? This thing, the Robo Lifter and ice. Oh, man. I saw Michael from Heavenly Hail Repair had one because I was supposed to go to they had a 10-year anniversary party, and Chris invited me, and I had the Hail Expo. I was supposed to go to Don Cavanaugh's thing with the Stanliner event, and then I had Anson open house, and I was like, I cannot take that much time off, so I didn't go. But one thing I keep going back to this, the industry on my end, like Chris reached out to me this past week from winning, and Mark Blem, and it's super nice having some of these tool companies. We just got another package in the mail from another tool company, and just to give stuff to you guys. We all spend money on this stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't get a million tools for myself for free, and I don't even want them. Some of the stuff I'm giving away, I don't even have. And it's not about that for me. For me, it was, I saw a miss for the younger guys that were having the struggles. And, in the next few weeks, I got a really experienced guy coming on in the next few weeks. And I got a really, really young guy that's going through these trials and tribulations. And, it's nice to get some of these companies that are saying it's a good thing,
So explain to me what that actually is.
So this is a mini lifter. It's called the Robo Lifter.
That's a glue pull tool,
yes,
though?
So you put a glue tab on the car, and you saw me use a slide hammer before.
Like yeah.
This, you slide it in, and you just pinch.
So glue pull, and I think that's something I can get behind.
Well, we're going to try. We may even do a live repair here at Chemical Guys.
I feel like that'd be easier for me.
On Jamie's truck. We're going to use Jamie's truck this time. We're going to try Jamie's truck.
Yeah, let's do it.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to come back here in the next few months. We're going to do a live repair with Jamie on glue pulling.
You know what? I should damage it first, right? Because I probably will, because I don't know what
No. I think I'm going to damage it because I want to make sure I'm going to have to fix it after the show.
What about hitting it with the sledgehammer like that? Bam!
Oh, I don't know if you guys saw that.
That was crazy.
It's
I
Charles
watched that over and over.
From Cam Auto. Super, super nice guy. Has some really, really amazing products. And he hit a quarter panel of a Nissan Murano with a sledgehammer and glue pulled most of it. He ended up welding some tabs to it. It was amazing. I watched that video like 300 times.
Yeah, I watched it too.
It was so satisfying just to hear the sound of him hitting that thing with the sledgehammer. So I want to get some more of these tools products that I use from here that I buy from here all the time. So, compound wise, been using this
V32.
V32.
Yeah.
I brought this on one of the other shows I was on before. It's a really good compound. This and this, it works.
You're shaking the table now.
I'm shaking the table now.
You're allowed to shake the table.
I'm shaking
it's
the
your
table.
channel, but I'm not. I'm not shaking. I'm not shaking the table anymore. I'm back here real far. That's why I'm back here.
So this so tell me a little story on this.
So that's a true cut compound. It's super thick. It's got a lot of grit in it. It's our deepest cut compound that we have. Compounds are really easy to use. They go on the pads white. When they're done, when you work them in completely, they'll be clear. You won't even be able to see that you have it left on the vehicle, and you just wipe it off. It's really easy to use. It's low dust, which is important because you don't have dust and sling all over the place. But you don't have to use much of that. You just
it's a tiny dab.
For your areas, one dime size drop in the middle, you should probably be able to be fine with just that.
Usually I do fingernail.
Yeah.
Little dab of fingernail in there, and this will last you a long time. The other thing I liked, it really didn't freeze in my truck.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It wasn't as cold as it usually gets.
Right.
But it wasn't like a frozen.
You do got to watch your chemicals though, because if you do freeze them,
it changes them, right?
Yeah, it changes them. Yeah. You don't want if you have a frozen product, odds are it's not going to work the same. It'll separate.
Yeah.
So
it'll kind of break down and get wet.
Yeah, it's kind of like what I said about the wintertime transport coming from California out here. Freezing products was never even a thought of mine. I never even thought about it. Yeah, it's important. So we tell detailers and even just enthusiasts, we remind them all year long at the wintertime, take your products out of your trunk, take them inside, put them somewhere safe. Don't let them freeze.
In our business, certainly with me being a mobile guy, it's tough. I do take some stuff. In wintertime, we had a bag.
Right.
So I have a Epson mobile printer, workforce printer, that I don't want the ink cartridges to freeze. I took all my batteries, so I have a ton of DeWalt batteries and some Snap-on batteries, and my compounds and waxes. Just because it's the worst in the morning when you go and you really need it, and you already sanded this thing with toll cut because it was a really bad dent. You go to buff it, and it's solid.
Yeah.
Got a question on here. He goes, "What's a good way to find out what paint you should not glue pull on?" Well,
that's a good question.
First car right off the bat. Subarus are not fun.
So wait a minute. Why wouldn't you want a glue pull on you could pull the paint off?
Yes.
Oh.
And it does happen. There was a comment in here. Someone pulled it. It's right here. It's spent today fixing some paint I pulled.
Maybe glue pulling might not be good for me.
I think it would be awesome.
Better than punching.
Yeah. Well, you already broke paint once. So what's
right,
the difference?
Right.
We already popped the cherry. So there really isn't. Subaru's got the worst car. And in pulling paint. There's sometimes we've sprayed the roof rails and wiped it with a towel, and the towel gets tacky just with alcohol. So freshly painted cars are tough. I try to stay away from them, but sometimes you get these shops that are like, look, let's just try it. It's either you're going to fix it or I'm fixing. Right. And I use the clear tape method. And what the clear tape method is, take a clear piece of packing tape, put it on there, glue pull on that, because a lot of times it'll pull the packing tape off before it pulls the paint off.
Oh, you put the tape on first and you glue pull through the tape. Good idea. Safety measure.
A lot of it's pre-painted panels are tough. Lacquer. So I stay away from hot rods pulling lacquer paint. Yeah. It's really, really hard paint, but sometimes it'll break off. Pearls pull a lot easier, because it's got that other layer of material is the pearl coat. So there's a lot of variables out there. Cold weather makes it tough too. Mm-hmm. I'm a big out in the cold. I'll use a torch, getting the temperature up there, making sure that panel's hot. Because a lot of times if you're glue pulling outside, it's so cold it won't pull. But yeah, glue pulling there's an art to glue pulling. The temperature has to be right. You have to have the right glue and the panel. There's a diagram that Jonathan from Kiko put together. I saw it 2 years ago at MTE, and the diagram, I don't remember the actual breakdown. It was like a pie chart, and it was like chemical, temperature, situational, and something else, and it clicked with me.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it's cleaning the panel correctly, kind of knowing. You can usually tell when a panel's painted. You feel the edge of the panel if it's rough. Look for dirt, the difference in the texture, the orange peel. So
that's got to be rough though, right? You pull up and you glue pull and boom, you just pull a piece of paint off. I mean, when I burnt that car, it's only happened one time. God, that was probably when I was in my early 20s. I'm 38 now, so a long time ago.
Oh yeah,
I'll never forget that moment.
It happens.
I was working to try to get this scratch out, and I moved the polisher away, and I was like,
Look at that.
Put it down, went right to the customer and said, I screwed up.
I screwed up.
Yeah, I screwed up.
That's the worst feeling in the world. There was a guy on here that said he pulled paint. That is absolutely the worst feeling.
Oh, it's terrible.
When you're just like the gut feeling of, I've got to tell this guy I screwed his car up.
But there's a lot of people though, body shops and other industries, they'll damage someone's car and they won't tell them.
Yes.
They'll try to hide it. So,
yes.
It's important to say, I'm human. I made a mistake. I'll fix it. I'll pay to fix it. And that's what I did with that car. And it's still terrible.
We've got a question in here. What do you recommend for a portable polisher? And what do you think about the Meguiar's DA Power Polish? Portable polisher, mine's just a little buffer. So I use the Snap-on mini buffer, super small little hand buffer. We did actually demo the battery, 20-volt battery-powered DeWalt buffer that they just came out with. For me, as a mobile just dent tech, it's not something that I need. Amos, our tool guy, I just don't need something that big. If I'm sanding that big of an area, I've got way bigger problems in the dent.
Right.
So
to answer, what was the question about the Meguiar's DA?
It's
asking about specific Meguiar's polish?
Yes. No, it was a Meguiar's DA powered polish and drill attachment.
So unfortunately, I've never used the Meguiar's DA, so I can't really speak on that. What was the other? I think the drill attachments are nice. Is that what you use?
No, I use a regular Snap-on handheld.
I think the drill attachments are nice. The only thing that scares me about that is your speed. You want to be able to control your speed when you're polishing a compound. So it's a little tough to do that with a drill, but it works nice. It's got a little surface area. You just got to be careful with how much speed you put behind it.
In straight lines, there was a huge issue with the new Kia paints, and I know a lot of them have been recalled. So hopefully they fix that problem.
Did someone ask about the battery?
No, I just brought it up.
Okay.
You don't have anything that's mobile wise.
We don't have any battery, no, but I think the
torque stuff's pretty nice.
I think the battery technology is cool though. I think it would work good for you guys.
Short times.
Yeah, because I personally would want something plugged into the wall if I was going to be working on it for hours. Just because I want to make sure that consistent power is always going to be there.
Yeah.
That the battery doesn't draw down any spikes.
And I used to have I think the best one on the market right now, as in mini buffers, is the Milwaukee. I had the Milwaukee. It's got a little screw-on attachment that's a little handle. Works really, really well. The reason I got rid of it was I'm running a DeWalt battery, and I had the Milwaukee batteries, and then I have a bunch of Snap-on 14-volt mini tools, the screw guns, the ratchets, and I was carrying all these chargers, and I was like, man, I've got to shed some of this weight. So I got rid of that, and that's why I went to the Snap-on one.
But I think to have a battery-operated polisher in your industry is probably key.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be doing a whole side of the car. If you do the fender, you don't have to get your extension cords out and deal with all that mess. But I've never used a battery-powered polisher yet.
Yeah.
I'd like to.
Hey, we got a story here. Dave Johnson, he said he drilled through the panel and saw the daylight. We've all done that. I just told a story about when I first started on putting a sun visor screw back in, and it was the center dome light screw. It wasn't the sun visor screw, and went all the way through after we fixed the roof. So there was a screw sticking out of the top of the roof.
Oh, that's great.
It was really cool.
Yeah,
it was a learning experience. Yeah. That's how I take all that stuff.
That's what life is. You learn something new every day, right?
Another guy saying he found the glue was smoking hot, tends to pull paint more often. I think it really depends on the glue you're using. different glues, different situations. I mean, we've had perfectly great painted cars that look great and feel great, and we still
it's like that car that I was talking about earlier that I damaged. I did that fender and burned through the paint, but then I did the rest of the car and had no issues. So similar to that, paint lays differently on curves than it does on edges.
Yeah,
it depends on the prep too, right?
And he's asking, does aluminum Ford pull paint? I just did a Florida Hail car. It's a 19 F250 Super Duty, and it had about 35 dents in the roof rail. I didn't pull paint once, but I did do last year, right before the hailstorm. It was like an 18 Super Duty, that candy red color they had, and I pulled the candy off of it. So I pulled the red. The paint stayed on there, but I pulled the red with the clear because it's a tinted clear. And so, that's another thing because it's a 3-stage pearl.
That's a great feeling.
Got
your dent out, but
you're missing paint.
Yeah, we need to fix your fender now.
It happens. It definitely happens. The other thing I really enjoy using.
This is going to be my favorite product. This is my all-time favorite product. Yeah.
Butter wet wax.
All-time favorite.
So after you go ahead and polish that panel and that little spot that you're fixing, or there's a scuff down the side, I always wipe the car with butter wet wax. Gives it that high shine. It's got an amazing smell. If you haven't smelled butter wet wax, you're going to buy it one time and you're never going to go back. And it's not real expensive.
No, it's not.
It's a cost-effective wax. It smells really good.
I tell people all the time it's carnauba based, but I have no idea the ingredients that are in this. I just know it's ridiculous. You can take off overspray with butter wet wax, some light overspray. You can take off tree sap with butter wet wax, paint transfer with butter wet wax. I had a customer that came in here, just bought a brand new truck and pulled all the dealer stickers off, and he had all that glue. He was like, how can I safely get this glue off? Took some butter wet wax out there, just worked it nice and neat, came right off, and the guy was amazed. But it's a safe way of not scratching the paint.
We did a nasty black AMX, what was it? GLX Mercedes. Yeah. GLE 43 AMG, black, nasty, terrible dent. The worst part about the butter wet wax was I did the whole panel and it didn't match the rest of the panels. So I just kept buffing and it seemed to bring it back a little bit because it made it more rich. It was richer black.
And it's instant contact too, that butter wet wax. So as soon as it touches the clear coat, you can take it right off.
Dave says I used to use the butter wet at the Gold Club.
Oh yeah.
Look at Dave going back to the old days.
Butter wet at the Gold Club.
So my next favorite product, and it's kind of pricey, okay? My problem with quick detailers, when I'm doing a mobile job, we do a lot of high-end cars, always like to get my hands off the suction cup marks off the car. You're sweating, your arms are when you're paying a premium and you're paying for someone to come out and work on your $300,000 Porsche or whatever, I don't want to leave all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So what I did was, and I bought a ton of stuff. When he first opened, actually, I think I'm his first cash purchase.
The first dollar on the wall.
I use this sprayer. And what I fill it with is their Speed Shine.
Yeah.
It's a really cost-effective quick detailer. Here's another product that smells amazing.
It does smell
And
good.
what I like about this bottle is it's so solid.
Yeah.
The problem I used to use McGuire's quick detailer in the brown bottle that everybody has used in their whole life, and the bottle swell in your truck. The bottle would swell and it would crack and it would leak. If this is swelling, the truck's on fire.
Yeah, there's no crack in that bottle.
It's super thick. It's got a really good aerator part. And what I do is I leave the quick detailer in there and I just crack it and you hear all the air come out of it.
That's a good idea.
And then close it.
Releases the pressure off all the internal.
So I do that every single time that we use it. I don't use it much in the winter. We're not sweating as much as you would in the summertime. But the thickness on this bottle I mean, you could really see how thick the edge is. Not really, can you? Look at that. Can't really see, but
We sell a ton of those. A lot of people ask what to put in them, and quick detailer is usually the best thing. Quick detailer, or like the waterless wash solution, is a really good one to put in there too.
That speed wax, man, it's just been my go-to. It's been it's a good quick product. It's cost effective. I just buy the gallon jug and fill it halfway up, and I'll rock it. It isn't like you're cleaning a whole car. You're just quickly wiping. I also use your microfiber towels.
They're good.
Another secret of the whole world, and I thought it was BS. The microfiber wash.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Touch on microfiber towels real quick too. There's a lot of people that want to go buy the bulk stuff, at like Costco, buy 100 or 300. Some people think all microfibers are the same, but they are different. You got to be careful because you can scratch your paint using a microfiber towel that is, rough around the edges. You will cause scratches.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with the microfiber wash. If you're using regular detergent, the microfiber technology is hook and loop. If you look closely, you'll see the loops. Regular detergent's so thick, it's not going to clean through those loops. So over time, they'll start to build up in the corners, on the edges, and you'll start to scratch your car. It'll get smeary, or you'll clean your windows.
And I used to dry them on high.
Yeah, no.
And what it's actually doing is melting that microfiber.
Right.
I never knew it.
Yeah, you want low heat or no heat.
And
no
it was,
heat at all.
I didn't believe it at first. He had these little miniature bottles, little 4-ounce bottles or something. I'm like, this stuff is just some.
Well, so I keep the 4 ounces here to give it to people for free that don't believe it, just like that.
And it makes a difference.
Oh yeah, it does.
What I personally do with microfibers is I buy new ones. Use them on my personal cars.
Yeah.
And then they get transitioned to work.
Just like this, guys. You spend money on this stuff. You spend money on your microfiber towels. Take care of them. Don't throw them in the trash. Wash them properly, maintain them, keep using them, just like these pads.
And Straight Lines is asking, is there links for all these products? What I will do is I will get the links together, and they'll be in the comments at the end of this show. I'll get all the links together of what it is and try to, make it easy for you to find them. Or just send me a message. I'll try to get the links up tonight. Send me a message tomorrow, and I'll make sure I give you all the names and the ideal of what the products are. We use them every day. I mean, every single day I'm either using the compound or the, just to get the rub marks off the side. And then I use the butter wet wax. And then we use quick detailer. And these pads, man, have changed it for me.
Oh yeah, they're nice.
It's saving me money.
Mm-hmm.
It really are. At $4, $5, I mean, I would just throw them away, but I reuse them. The pad cleaner makes a big difference. But we are reaching that hour mark, guys. I don't want to keep you guys all on here too long of us rambling about some cleaning supplies and how much we really don't need to keep these products. We just keep buying them, throwing them away. But I appreciate you coming on, Jamie.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Something different. Good old buddy of mine. We grabbed some dinner before here. We're kind of rambling off about some old times that we had. So
we could do that for hours, though.
We could. You guys will be super bored if you hear us.
You want to talk about the time where someone threw up on my truck? I was so mad and disgusted and freaked out. I left.
He drove home.
Yeah, I drove home from Ocean City. 3 hours. Not like I'm mad. I'm going back from the mall home. Like
he left.
Ocean City.
Hey Rick, I wanna get a hold of you this week and try to get a date to get you on here. We've been playing phone tag for a little while, so. I need to get you on the phone and get that narrowed down. But I really appreciate you guys watching and following and supporting this live show. A lot of the tool manufacturers, the Dent Reaper and Ray Sapnew and Blem Tools. I mean, there's a lot of guys that have reached out and been super, super supportive throughout this whole little live show that I'm doing. So I really appreciate it. If you guys have anything you want to hear, any products you want to see, if there's something new that you want to see, send me a message. I had a guy from Michigan that we talked to him last week, and he was having some issues with stuff, with body shops or ideas. Reach out. The good thing is that stuff is here now. When I first started, when Dave Johnson first started, it wasn't there. Guys, we were hidden craft, and it was always a secret. So, just keep your eyes open. We've got some more giveaways going on. Like I said, we're probably doing one or so a month. Try to keep it going, keep it fresh, different locations, different topics, just real stories, man.
Yeah.
Real stories with real people and some of Jamie's OCD things and buffing pads. But I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And remember, guys, keep it real. See ya.
Thanks.